All right, here we are. We're about to read personal year number 6, 7, and 8 in this numerology book discussing the 9 year cycle of change. I'm excited because I am in my personal year number 8 right now. As we saw on the grid, let me pull it up again. When we look at the grid, we see that when it comes to personal year number 6, we're at a mini climax, right? So that's what we'll be reading about today. Personal year 6, personal year 7, which is at the lower end, again, just like personal year 4, and then personal year 8, which is on the upswing, getting ready for the big climax of personal year number 9 and 1. So thank you guys for being here with me. We are going to dive right back into that book. Make sure to hang around. We're sure to hear some interesting things that we can definitely put in our toolbox with our mission of high vibrations and quality of health, right? We want a better quality of health for everybody. And we choose here at the Openly Occultic Book Club to learn about energy work to pursue that mission. All right, you guys, welcome back to the Openly Occultic Book Club. We are going to jump right into this book. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, personal year number 6, a year of creativity, right? Because as we saw in this book, this number 6, it brings with it, it's a creative time. It brings with it creativity, right? That's what's in this vibration. So when you get to the month of June, which is the 6th month of the year, same thing. But now we're here on a wider scale, not a month, but a year. And so I guess also the 6th day would be a sixth day of a day of creativity, right? I don't know. Surely, right? So what's the 6th day though? Because the 7th day, I heard the Catholic Church changed the Sabbath from Sunday to Saturday or Saturday to Sunday. So the 7th day, Sunday, is the 7th day of the week, or is it the first day of the week? The Sabbath was on Saturday before that, so that's the 7th day, meaning the 6th day, the day that holds the number 6 vibration, would be Friday. But the Catholic Church changed the Sabbath, meaning the 7th day, to the Sunday. So is the number 6 on Saturday or on Friday? Let me know in the comments. Okay, I think that was a valid question. I think I was able to sum it up real easily. So let me know in the comments. Is the day number 6 the day with the 6 vibration Friday or Saturday? We know the month is June, or, well, calendars have been changed. Those are 14-day difference from the previous calendar that we had before the one that we're currently using. So I don't know. Is June the 6th month or is it May? You know, these are good questions to ask. Let me know if you have the answer in the comments. As far as personal year 6, a year of creativity, this is the year of the mini peak. It's focused on accumulation of power that seeks vent through one's investment in creative time. New creative projects undertaken this year will have the most favorable aspects for success, especially if their underlying principle is directed towards the upliftment of humankind. It's a year in which the formation of any worthwhile business undertaking will be considerably, well, excuse me. It's a year in which the formation of any worthwhile business undertaking will, see, it's a typo, be of considerable benefit, right? Be considerably beneficial, right? Okay, because between my fast moving mind with all that, my Mercury with all my mercurial influences and the typos in this book, you would think what are we doing here? I'm reading. I'm just stumbling, guys. Let me take a moment to breathe, right? Let's slow down. We're going to make it our goal this episode to not stumble over words so much with my fast mind and these typos. Let me take my time, right? So, this personal year number 6 is also a year of focus on the home and on personal relationships. Personal relationships. Creative activities related to the home will receive a significant boost under this vibration. In the area of relationships, many are either secured or released as underlying integrity casts free any falseness or negativity. Persisting with such undesirable traits will ensure that this is a most difficult year, inciting intense anxiety, arguments, and hatred. Okay? Clearly, the lesson of this year is to come to terms with facts as they are. It's also important to recognize what it is to have personal honesty and integrity and a positive attitude. Then it'll be a most rewarding year, crowned by happiness, creative achievement, and sound financial success. Now, people who have a ruling number 6, which is different, as we remind ourselves, is different from the personal year 6 or ruling life number 6. Those people who have that during this personal year 6, they'll be the most tested under this vibration for the intensification of their creativity and personal integrity combine to make it a powerful yet cleansing period. Those engaged in the positive aspects of the 6 will find their creativity boosted as they attain a new height in happiness. Okay? They'd have it no other way. Though there are many ruling 6s that have not yet seen the light, preferring to dwell in the mud hole of negativity, adopting worry and anxiety as their trademarks, they're already sick and will only become sicker as their bodies become more enervated, and their attitude to life leads to further loneliness. Adopting the positive creative approach is their only answer. Okay? So what's it like to be in the month of January in your personal year 6? Well, talk is cheap. This is a testing month for your newly acquired sense of balance, temperance, to test your resolve for acting on your creativity rather than verbally entertaining it. Don't allow climatic extremes or unbalanced physical desires to detract you from your creative plans. Remember that one of the vital aspects of creativity is its power for adaptability. Okay? So, adapting. February in a personal year 6. Respond to the increasing surge of excitement as you discover a new depth of meaning to your feelings. Don't be timid to express them, whether it be in person, social, or business affairs. All right? Whether it be in personal, social, or business affairs. March in personal year 6. Realize the impossible dream. This is an especially powerful month or powerful period for worthy business and commercial pursuits from the beginning of the month until the end of September this year. Be confident in your affirmations and plan for the possible dream. April, in a personal year 6, act upon your plans with the confidence of Alexander the Great, but with more temperance. He died from gastronomic excesses just prior to his 33rd birthday. He had already conquered half the world, but had failed to conquer his stomach. This is a month for powerful, well organized action and financial abundance. Boom. As we saw when we look at the personal year number grid, personal year 6 is on a climax. So you're going to get some action going on there, financial success, growth. Um, and then you're going to go back into a downslope the next year, but then you'll be on your way up to an even bigger, higher climax that's lasts for longer for personal year number 9 and 1. You see? So we're glad to know this information. Again, as I keep saying, let's see. May of personal year 6, confidence increases with success, but take care not to let the ego run riot. Maintain sensitivity to your feelings and wise compassion in your relationships. Okay? Don't let that ego run get going. Don't do it. You know? June in personal year 6. Okay? So we're already in personal year 6, which is like the number 6, right? Personal year 6. June is also the 6th month. So here you have two sixes, and it's all about creativity. It says, not even the sky is a limit. This is the peak month of the year when your powers of innovation and originality know no bounds. Home, business, and social affairs will be amazingly enhanced in direct proportion to your positive outlook. The money can surely flow this month, so let it happen. That's what's up. July in a personal year 6, come back to earth. Stabilize and secure the great advances of this year. See, because July is a number 7. And we saw the 7 was at the lower end of, well, we're not calling it the bad, right? We're not saying it's going to be a bad year when you're on year number 7. We're saying that you're compressing and stabilizing everything you've been learning in the past period. So for year 7, you're stabilizing, compressing everything you got going in year 6 and all the previous years all the way back to year 9 or year 1 at the least, right? So here we are now in the month of July, which is 7, right? So you're going to have stabilization here in this time. It makes sense what they're saying with what we've been reading the whole time. It makes sense that here in July of personal year 6, you're dealing with uh, compression, grounding, stabilization, right? Stabilizing and securing the great advances of this year. It's as though you're assimilating the vast input to your biocomputer, your brain, acquired so far from your personal year 6. Organized to tie any loose ends and secure any floating foundations before you make your next foray, right? So, yes, ground yourself in this month, July of personal year 6. Mm-hmm. In August of personal year 6, the power of this month lies in its unique combination of creative growth and personal independence. Resultant from this combination is a degree of wisdom far superior to any experienced to date. But it is only accessible to those positive people who shun the opposite. Negative people will tend to feel detached, unloved, and badly done by. Only they can alter that, right? So, again, what you can do is you can go to cedargroveherbs.com. If you're feeling negative, we said that the mission is to raise your vibration. If you need herbs to help with your feelings, emotions, nervous system, anxiety, stress, if you need herbs to help you meditate or help with your creative process, Damiana, we have Damiana as well in store. You could get all these things at a 15% discount if you use the code Pure Love. PURELOVE, no space in between. Use that code, you'll get 15% off. You could buy journals, you can buy pens, right? A pen set. I think we have a steampunk pen set that you can use with your cool journal that you purchase and some herbs. You're sipping tea, you got your crystals, you're raising your vibration, you're meditating, you're processing all this information in a healthy way, not stressed out or full of anxieties, right? So again, cedargroveherbs.com is the one-stop shop for all that. Only you can do it, right? As it says, only you can alter that negative state that you're in. So keep that in mind. September in a personal year 6. For those open to progress and excitement, this will be a powerful month of change, most likely involving travel and or job promotion. Financial aspects are also excellent, but remember that optimum success attends only those who embrace a positive attitude. Okay? October in a personal year number 6. From October 1st, the influence of next year's personal year 7 will slowly begin and slow our progress as this year's power gradually wanes. Okay? It's a month of individual growth in which we should be thoroughly clear as to what we want and how we seek to achieve it. Precisiveness, even in our thoughts, avoids confusion, discursiveness, and delays. This is important as the year's power starts to wane in preparation for the following consolidation. See, it's consolidation. We're not thinking of these dips as, I have to say it, we got to drill this in. We're not thinking of these dips as you're just having a shitty year and woe is me. That's not what we're talking about. Consolidation and stabilization from the past peaks is what's going on. You're processing all that data. What went well, what didn't go well, what you're going to do different. You're processing all that. Okay? Life is full of cycles. You have weekly cycles, daily cycles, monthly cycles, and here we're talking about a 9-year cycle. Okay? So when it gets to the dips and the lows, it's not bad. It's compression and stabilization of past data. Okay? I think maybe I'll be the last, that'll be the last time I say it. I know I've been drilling it in. We need to know this though. We need to change our mind on things, you know? November in a personal year 6, your intuition is your ever faithful guide. And this month is attuned to preparation. I'm sorry, let me finish month 10. Let me finish October. Because, like we said, it's an important time as the year's power starts to wane in preparation for the following consolidation of personal year 7. So it's an abundant month for finalizing buying and selling details because you're not going to want to make any changes while you're going through that downward, while you're down there in year 7. You want to just continue to go with the flow. So you want to make sure you finalize everything that you got going so that you can just sit back and let everything flow for the next year through personal year 7, right? I get it. I see what it's saying. I see what it's saying because you're not going to be building in personal year 7. You're consolidating and stabilizing. Yes. All right, November in personal year 6. Your intuition is your ever faithful guide, and this month is attuned to preparing you for some significant lifestyle changes as the dynamic year just concluded advocates its power to the approaching consolidation trough of personal year 7. Okay? So this month, November, your intuition is your guide, right? And in this month, you're attuned to preparing for big changes that are going to come in this personal year number 7, you know, or big changes that have occurred or that are showing themselves to have occurred as this personal year 6 is coming to an end. Remember, it's at a peak, but now you're about to drift down into year 7 and consolidate all that stuff that you learned on your way up. So we're remembering these things. You might need to get this book so that you remember these things and can test it out month by month for a few years. So get your journals and pens at cedargroveherbs.com and come to the Openly Occultic Bookclub chat room to get a free PDF of this book. All you have to do is ask. Once you get to the chat room, say, hey, can I get a free PDF of that numerology book you're reading in the book club? Or however you word it. Just let me know and I'll shoot it right to you, to your email. All right? Because this is a good book to keep on deck to experiment with to see if this is true. Because if it is true, I know that it will give you a higher quality of life if it's true. But you're gonna have to figure it out for yourself. You're gonna have to find it out for yourself. So you're gonna have to conduct your personal experiment, and then you'll be all the wiser for it. You'll even be a guru at that point. You could tell other people about it because you've actually done it and seen and been able to verify whether it works or not in your personal life. So you'll have your own personal stories and testimony, and you could be a life coach or what have you after going through all the research and experimentation of these things. So yeah, having this book on deck so that you can see month by month what you could expect or go over it, write it down in your journal, what you've been going through each month to see if it all is lining up. For sure. So it's imperative. December personal year 6, it's imperative that you understand the changes now occurring and be alert to adjusting to the most significant transition in the personal year cycle, as will be observed from the graph on page 133, which is coming up. We haven't seen it yet. So it's a time for slowing down and creating evaluation. Let's go to it. We'll come back here. Let's go to page 133, like they talking about. It's the pyramids they were talking about. I think it's something to do with these pyramids they've been saying that we're going to talk about in chapter 10. Because other than that, I don't see no graph. It's going to come up. Yep, it's coming up. All right, so let's go back to where we were. All right, and move on to personal year number 7. Are you a personal year number 7? I'm a ruling number 7. Let me know in the comments if you're a personal year number 7. Personal year number 7 is a troll year of focus. Remember, 4 was a troll year of memory, right? It was about learning, getting more stronger with your memory, because that helps with your conscious and unconscious, moving from the unconscious to conscious phase, if you will. Memory is definitely necessary. So now here we are in another troll year, the second one out of the two, 4 and 7. But this one is going to be one of focus, right? Similar to the personal year 4, this is a troll year of consolidation when no major change should be undertaken, right? No major change in these troll years. That's the advice they give in this book. They say the best way to deal with that is make no major changes. Just go with the flow and don't make any major changes. And we can see why. Um, we could see why. And also keeping in mind it's about consolidation at this point. All right. However, it's a highly significant year in which we learn to intensely focus on previous year's growth with a view to better understand our life. As such, it's a vital year for learning through personal experience. For many, this implies sacrifice brought about by a failure to recognize and apply guidance from the higher powers and their own natural wisdom. See? I say see because I'm on life path number 7, and yes, life path number 7s are about sacrifice. That's what that incarnation is about, sacrifice through 3 major ways: health, love, and finances. So it doesn't shock me that in a personal year number 7, you're dealing with focus and it's about sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice your time. If you have to learn through personal experience, you're going to sacrifice your time, your energy. You're sacrificing your health, your love, your finances to learn through personal experience. This is what we learned about the number 7 earlier in the book. Feel free to go back to episode 4 or 5 where we start to read about that. When we live in thoughtless reaction, we expose ourselves to the need for firm corrective measures. Prompt karma, we might call it. Such sacrifices invariably result in the loss of money, health, and or love. You see? Tell me I ain't paying attention to what I'm reading. They always have a purpose, for they're designed to awaken and return us to the path. Okay? So again, when we live in thoughtless reaction, we expose ourselves to the need for firm corrective measures. We might call that prompt karma. Okay? Such sacrifices invariably result in the loss of money, health, and or love. But it's all for a purpose. It's designed to awaken and return us to the path, right? We're being humbled to return us to the path. It's wise to avoid any major changes in financial or domestic affairs during this year, for it's a period of stabilization as opposed to expansion, of pruning dead wood to make way for the new growth of the ensuing years. It's also a powerful teaching or sharing year in which frequent opportunities present themselves for guiding others towards our level of understanding. Ruling number seven people, such as myself, will often suffer seemingly severe hardships under this vibration, but their experience will invariably appear far worse to the outsider. Let's see, now I gotta go look to see when my ruling year, personal year seven was. It was in 2025, last year. 2025. Man, it was a hard year. And yeah, hardly any financial growth. Wow. Ruling seven people will often suffer seemingly severe hardships under this vibration, but their experience will invariably appear far worse to the outsider. These people are not unfamiliar with sacrifice, for this is their established pattern of learning, and it will continue to be that way until they attain a sufficient degree of personal awareness and wisdom. Once this is achieved, they become excellent teachers, practical philosophers, and helpers to humankind, thereby fulfilling the purpose intended by their ruling number. Check it out. Let's hear about him. January and ruling number seven. This can be a difficult month of adjustment for those who become addicted to continual progress. But we all must learn to accept the things that we can't change. And this is an irrevocable year of consolidation. An irrevocable year of consolidation. Man, this is true in my life, y'all. Man, January of last year, I see it. It was so close that I can really gauge better whether this is true or not. And I'm telling you, last year was really hard for me financially. This year's been better for sure. So I can understand now. And I'm going my way up as well. So you can gauge your situation better with this information. Okay? So if it be in disagreement with your wants, then examine them and act wisely, or this could become a year of significant loss for you. February in personal year seven. If you've not yet succeeded in accepting the need to focus on stabilizing this year, then quiet your mind and body, turn inward, and rely on your intuition for guidance. Take time to embrace periods of silence and meditate whenever possible. Be especially attentive to stabilizing your love life. Okay. March in personal year seven. Your level of personal understanding is strengthened during this month when the mind number three prevails, right? Because March is three. Things become clearer and your life become more readily understood unless you refuse to accept the inevitable and choose instead to play the role of the victim. Hmm. Okay. April in personal year seven. Those who refuse to slow down and consolidate can expect this to be a month of material sacrifice, financially, and perhaps in health. How else will the universe teach you? Ideally, it's a month for practical organizing and for discarding unwanted aspects of life. May in personal year seven. Focus on stabilizing your love life this month, not only with your partner, but also with your children and or close family. Be more free with them in your personal expression. Let them see how loving you really are. June in personal year seven. When one door closes, look for the one or maybe two that opens. But don't rush in. Leave that to the fools. Develop creative patience. Take your time and consider all aspects before making your move. For the best might be somewhat camouflaged, yet worthy of investigation. Okay? Again, June is number six. Again, it's speaking of creativity. So that's your time. July in personal year seven. And of course, July is a seven. Many things you've been reluctant to surrender until now could become forfeited as your path is cleared of limitations to your growth. The loss will hurt, but the sacrifices are worth it. If the opportunity for teaching occurs, throw yourself into it with enthusiasm and be prepared for success. All right. Sorry for that. Let me turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay, good stuff. August in personal year 7. From August 1st, the influence of next year's personal year 8 starts to slowly strengthen, while this year's power starts to wane. Now you begin to understand the reasons for those sacrifices, if you've not already. Your philosophic awareness has brought you much wisdom to employ in sound decision making when it comes to shaping your independence. September in personal year 7, changes in the air. You can feel life become lighter as a newfound wisdom re energizes your confidence. Your life will respond with improved happiness, peace, and security. But if you continue to fight your high self, sacrifices will certainly continue. October in personal year 7. An enhanced confidence attends your efforts as your finances and health improve, so long as you've thoroughly surrendered all unwanted baggage on your journey along the path, right? And November in a personal year 7, with greater confidence in your intuition, your wise decisions attract improved results as you grow in independence. If only you could have achieved this level of understanding without all that sacrifice. Maybe you'll remember for the next cycle 8 years from now. Man, it's like he wrote that just for me because I sure will. My personal year was 7 was just last year. November, personal year 7 last year, I put out the Openly Occultic episode where I gave the testimony of my mom explaining why I'm into holistic healing and energy work and things of this nature, metaphysical things, right? Occultic things. I gave my testimony. It was like, titled, from Christianity to holistic healing or something like that. Yeah, that's what I did in November, personal year 7 last year. So I see, and I will remember. It said your wise decisions attract improved results as you grow in independence. For sure. I do know, remember just what I was doing last year during this time. I wasn't growing as much financially, but I was making new plans for new further growth in the future. I see that now. This is terrific. And now December in personal year 8. Excuse me? It's a typo because I know we ain't on personal year 8. December in personal year 7. Plans should now be afoot to develop new ideas, some of which you've been patiently contemplating since June. Go for it. A great year is coming up and leading into a powerful growth cycle. Yay! This is great. I'm glad that you guys made it this far. Give yourself a round of applause, right? Let other people know about this, what we got going on here, because this is vital information. It's really priceless, to tell you the truth. So we're glad to be hearing about it. Now we're on my personal year right now. I am bursting inside. I can't, and I got to slow myself down because I've been anticipating this for so long, the past few episodes, that I don't want to read fast, just to want to soak up all this knowledge. So I got to mentally prepare myself to read slow, um, in learning about this personal year 8, because this is what the personal year that I'm in right now. And I can expect great change to come according to the personal year grid, right? 9 is going to be a height, and the year after that as well. So I can expect 2 great years, right? Right now we're in August. This is actually August 1st of 2026. So for me, it's a personal year 8. Let's get into it, guys. Cross your fingers that I won't stumble over these words too much in my excitement. All right, personal year 8. It's a year of independence and wisdom. This is a year of rapid change as we emerge from a consolidating trough onto the steep rise towards our next peak and the start of a new cycle of growth and prosperity. Yes. Many new opportunities manifest under this vibration as we assert our independence with growing wisdom. For some, it'll be in the form of a significant improvement in their financial affairs. For the majority, there will emerge a heightened spiritual independence in which they recognize how much emotional control and understanding that they've achieved and how much more emphasis they now place on living and acting rather than existing and reacting. Hmm. Yes. Ruling ruling number 8 people have already acquired an appreciable measure of independence and wisdom to the extent that their living has been positive. Otherwise, they'll have built around themselves an isolating wall, confusing aloofness with independence and experiencing difficulties in communicating with their close associates, whom they so often take for granted. So that's if you're a ruling number 8 and now experiencing a personal year 8. You can expect that. Okay. Now let's get into January of personal year 8. New financial benefits will flow this month, as well as abundant new ideas. Learn to express these ideas to those who might be interested in them to encourage essential feedback. This provides an excellent opportunity for evaluation so long as your ego does not intrude by identifying with the ideas. Okay? Your intuition is especially poignant this month, for it only becomes of value when acted upon. So many opportunities will avail themselves that your intuitive guidance is needed to distinguish what are the most important to you now. It's also a powerful month for the strengthening of partnerships, both in love and commerce. And I can verify and testify that that is absolutely true. That's what went on for me this year in February of my personal year 8. I spoke to my girlfriend for the first time on this date, is when we met and spoke for the first time. And also, commerce, my financials started picking up at that time this year. So, how about it, guys? Does my testimony matter? Does my word hold weight? I've been single for a long time, too, by the way. So, I'm thankful. You know, I'm glad. March of personal year 8. Guided by your intuition, you're more able to analyze and understand what is best from the many options now prevalent in your life. It's also a month in which your enjoyment of life finds a new high. Have fun with it. Yeah, for sure. April in personal year 8. A powerful financial period starts this month. If you act with wisdom, it'll set a highly profitable tone for the next few years. But be sure to allow time in your busy schedule for loved ones. Hmm, April. Yeah, and I know just what I did and what makes this true for me in my life, the move I made, and it's true. So this is quite exciting for me to read this and verify it. This was just a few short months ago. I know exactly the moves I made in April, and wow. And according to this book, if I act with wisdom, it will set a highly profitable tone for the next few years. Right? I can ride this wave through my personal years 9, 1, and maybe even more, actually. So that's exciting to hear. I'm glad that we finally made it here in the book to read that and see it. Okay? May in personal year 8, a strong sense of freedom prevails this month, bringing with it many changes in your outlook. Endeavor to take every opportunity to enjoy your life, though you'll probably be torn between commerce, preoccupation, and domestic desires. It's highly desirable to have a balance of the two. Okay, and did. June in personal year 8, creative new business opportunities develop very well under this month's power. It's also a month when the home features strongly. So give your domestic creativity every opportunity to express itself. It's a powerful month for buying or selling your home. Personal year, July in personal year 8, right? This is very much an action month of strong ethical substance. Do not try any tricks this month, for they will surely be to your detriment. If your actions can't stand the test of openness and honesty, it's best to abort them. Hmm. All that worked out, and I'm fine. Everything is well over here. No detriments, no tricks. I think I even used the hashtag no hashtag sucker free in July. Yeah, no tricks and no tricksters around me at all. This is great. August in personal year 8 because today is August 1st. As of the time of this recording, live right now, 2026, it is April the 1st. Excuse me, August the 1st. So, August in personal year 8, exciting opportunities will present themselves for your enhanced financial independence, as this is a very powerful month for money matters. Again, be careful not to allow yourself to be swamped with work, overlooking time to be spent at home and with loved ones. Okay? Excellent news. And opportunities have presented themselves just today. Isn't that interesting? Or it came on my horizon. It's an opportunity because I became aware of these things and I didn't know them before. So, this is wonderful news. A very powerful month for money matters. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let me know in the comments if you're a personal year number 8. And if you are, if this is your personal year number 8 right now, if you are, let me know where you're watching from. Okay, let's know. Let us know in the comments. I'm in Texas, y'all. Where are you at? All right, so September in personal year 8, from September the 1st, the influence of next year's personal year 9 peak starts to become apparent. So next month, while this year's power starts to decline, this consolidation and all that, and this, what is it, focus? Or no, that was personal year 7 was a troll year of focus. This is a year of, let me scroll back just so we can know. It gave us a little keynote to sum up what the year is about: a year of independence and wisdom. Yes, to prepare you for the climax, right? In personal year 9. Okay, so here, this year's power of independence and wisdom gaining and all that starts to decline. But the influence of next year's peak, personal year 9, start to become apparent. Your strong ideals will stand you in good stead for continued financial success, with responsibility on the home front becoming even stronger. It's also a month offering strong prospects for overseas travel. Hey, let's see if we can get it cracking. We got the passport. Let's go. October in personal year 8, this is another powerful month for profitable buying and selling. Okay. As the changes begin to take effect in the transition towards the coming personal year 9, adaptability assumes an increasingly important role as a personal characteristic, and this month enhances its power. Okay, so the key for October is to keep track of keep track of your adaptability. You know what I mean? Because there'll be many opportunities and powerful changes taking place. So you need to be able to adapt, and that's going to be part of a personal characteristic. Okay. November, because now we're swinging around to the month that a lot of people celebrate to be thankful for. So what can we be thankful for in November of personal year 8? I didn't say what I was thankful for. I was thankful I was able to get my mom's story out. It was, it's been years of dealing with the grief and dealing with all that occurred, healing myself to even the point of being able to talk about it without crying and things of that nature, and more of an educational effort to inform humanity. So I'm glad I was able to get that out, and I was thankful, and I said so. I'm thankful. So I was thankful for that last November in my personal year 7. And from reading what we read so far, it was on time and all in alignment with what the universe is doing for me and for you. So now, what can we be thankful for in a personal year 8 in November? Well, personal sensitivity can push your awareness to new heights, or it can cause you to hide behind a wall of isolation if you've not yet come to full terms with your abundance and positive outlook. Take time to relax, meditate, and spend time in nature as an important counterbalance to a most progressive year to date. Hmm. So, at that time, we'll be coming to terms with our abundance and positive outlook. We want to keep a positive outlook, you know what I'm saying, on all that. And of course, check that ego so you don't have to face a karmic humbleness moment, if you will, right? We'll keep that in mind for sure. And December in a personal year 8. New ideas will dance before your eyes this month, offering many opportunities for personal growth as the transition between the personal year 8 and personal year 9 occur. Many of these ideas will be strikingly right brained, so be prepared for surprises. Right? Right brain is logic. Be real logic. Like it's clear which way to go. Logically, this is the only way that makes sense. It'll be very, very, very clear. I'm talking to myself in December, and all of you who are having a personal year 8 right now. Well, the foregoing offers general guidelines to understanding the personal years on a month by month basis. Obviously, not everyone will incur the same nature and degree of change each month, or we would all be like migrating birds or the performing animals that are trained to dance to the same tune in the same way, right? So that's not how we are. We're all uniquely different, right? Hence, the breadth of description for each month is intended to provide an indication of the range of activities to be expected. Well done, sir. Well done. Between each personal year number lies the cusp or changeover period. This has a duration from 2 to 5 months, depending on the time of year in which the power of the existing personal year number gradually resides, while that of the forthcoming personal year number gradually develops. Dates of commencement of the cusp are not rigid. Though they're fairly reliable in the majority of lives, powerful environmental factors at times exert modifications beyond the control of the individual. Below, the general dates of the start of the transition are indicated for each personal year number, and the duration of each personal year, being either 13 or 10 months, is also shown. So let's see, because we're talking about the cusp, or let's see, again, it said between each personal year number lies the cusp or changeover period. Okay, so from personal year 9 to personal year 1, the cusp or changeover or transitional period is from October 1st, and it's a duration of 13 months. What's a duration? The personal year 9 is a duration of 13 months. I'm confused. That confused me just now. So I don't know what we're talking about all of a sudden. Can you help me? Can you leave it in the comments section? What happened here? What happened? Okay. Below, the general dates of the start of the transition are indicated for each personal year number, and the duration of each personal year, being either 13 or 10 months, is also shown. I thought a personal year's duration would be 12 months. I am confused. Let's try it again. Personal year 9 to personal year 1, October the 1st. Personal year 9, duration of 13 months. Personal year 1 to personal year 2, November 1st. Personal year 1, duration of 13 months. Personal year 1, 2 to personal year 3, September 1st. This starts the transition or the cusp or the changeover. Personal year 2, duration of 10 months. I'm confused, guys. I don't know what happened here. I thought the word years specified 12 months. And then when I look at the months beginning the transition, adding that to the duration of a 12-month year is not leading me to 13 months for, personal year 3. 13 months, it starts in October. That would be more than 13 months from what I know, right? Adding one more month, I would expect it to start November 1st if it's going to have a duration of 13 months. So I'm confused with this part. I don't know quite what's being said. I'm going to need you guys to leave that for me in the comments, right? I'm at a loss. I never said I knew everything. I said this is a book club. We are just reading about this stuff to see if it makes sense to incorporate it into our lives, right? And that's what we're doing. That's what we've done. When we come back, we'll go over or start chapter 10. I know from past readings, it said it's going to be dealing with pyramids. So, and I like to hear how to incorporate that knowledge into all things. So, the the pyramids are all over the globe, right? What's so important about the pyramid? What do we need to know, and how does a pyramid factor into this numerology? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to finding out, right? Well, we've come to the end, everybody. And you know what to do while you're here, right? Make sure to click the notification bell after you subscribe so that you don't miss further chapters of this book. And then when we're done with this book, further books. I'm pretty sure the next book we're going to read, well, I need to juggle it out. Maybe I should take a poll. I do want to read a book on plant spagyrics, plants in general, but to make it more specific, plant spagyrics. I want to read a book on that. I think you guys might find that interesting. But also, we want to learn about tarot. So I might want to read a book on tarot or astral travel or something like that. I don't know. So maybe I'll do a poll. Let me give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment. Don't worry about it. I'll probably just run a poll. So uh, this is the end of this video. We're wrapping it up. Um, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And until next time, wholeness and balance.